Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us. This is going to be the very last Tim's Calling live webinar for 2020. I'm really glad that you're able to join us this afternoon. I know many of you are super busy. I'm not alone today. I've got help. I've got Sam Bowles with me, who is one of the Floral Strategies trainers, and we've got some lovely ladies joining us from SAF. Today we're going to do two calls. I wanted to do kind of both ends of the spectrum, the beginning and the end. So we have a birthday call and a funeral call, and I called two different parts of the country. So we really have an eclectic mix of information to listen to and calls to critique. But I want to open by turning it over to Mary Westbrook, who is the editor-in-chief of the magazine. So Mary, do you want to jump in and say hello?
Yeah, Tim, I just wanted to say hi to you and to everyone. And, looking back through your columns from the past year, and I really think you've just given people such great information on how to take advantage of opportunities and really run with them. And that feels so important right now as we're moving into this new holiday season. And we know there are opportunities out there. So I just want to say, I think it's really, there's a lot of tools in what you're giving people that I hope people are taking advantage of as they prep their teams and their businesses for this next season.
Me too. Thank you. Okay. So are you all set, Mary?
Yep, I'm just taking notes now.
All right, gotcha. Thank you. All right, everybody. So let me begin by giving you the briefest backgrounds on me, because we know the SAF is always taking on new members, and you may not be aware of me or who I am or what I do. So my name is Tim Huckabee. I've been in the flower industry, feels like 113 years, but not quite that long. But I have an independent company, and I don't think everybody understands that. Floral Strategies is completely independent. We partner with SAF and FSN and other big entities in the industry, but we're totally independent. And I started the company in 1997 to simply bring best business practices to the industry. I'm really proud 23 years later to have personally visited over 7,000 different flower shops, which is pretty exciting when I think about it. It's been 5 continents. We have Sam does training as well. I'll bring Sam into the mix. We do webinar training, we do on-site training. But what you learn with any of the things I teach, be it a webinar, be it the columns, you are learning best practices, what we've seen and heard and learned from all of these different stores that we've worked with. Before we get into the training, I do want to take the opportunity to just plug something that I'm very proud of that the company is doing. So many flower shops didn't get a chance to get PPP or have blown through it, and they're just, we're in a difficult time right now. So what my company did was we reached out to all of our connections in the industry, to growers and suppliers and wholesalers and everybody in between. We came up with a $50,000 stimulus scholarship. So it's a little bit of funding, it's education, it's free product. It's this really interesting combination. The reason I'm mentioning it is because we are closing applications tomorrow. This is your last chance. So that's the web address. If you haven't applied for it yet, we encourage you to do so. And it's just our way of trying to keep the industry buoyant and profitable and viable as we work our way through pandemic. A couple little FYIs. To protect the identity of the stores and the people that we've called, we chop up the calls. So you won't hear the name of the store. You probably won't hear the name of the salesperson. We cut them out. And some of the stuff like the address is boring. You don't need to hear that. We are forever tweaking and trying to find the best way to make this audio clear and clean for you. I will be playing this over a Bluetooth speaker, but when we do send this recording out to you, we'll send the recorded calls as well, so you can play those separately and discuss them. Hey, Sam, it looks like somebody typed in a message. Is there anything I need to know or anything you need to make me aware of before we jump in?
One person saying they cannot hear audio, but I think it's working for everybody else.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know that we're having lots of weather issues in parts of the country, and that's impacting the internet as well. So let me tell you what we're going to do with these calls. The first call is a birthday. So the idea is that I called a very well-known store, a very big store, and gave them this situation that I want to send birthday flowers. And aside from that, I'm trying to act the way many of your customers do, meaning I really haven't explored your website. I don't have a particular budget in mind. I'm just more concerned with getting flowers delivered. And I'm kind of hoping that the person who answers the phone is going to help me, that they're not going to ask me a bunch of questions, that they're going to be able to help me and be able to make my shopping experience easier and smoother and quicker. So to that point, when you're listening to this call, there are a few things I want you to be on the lookout for. First of all, ask yourself, how did she manage the call? Meaning, was there a good pace? Was there a good cadence? Was I thrown on hold? Did I hear a lot of background noise? Ask yourself, did she make it easy or difficult for me to order from them? I know that sounds almost moronically simple, but it's a factor. Listen to, do you felt that she really catered to my needs? Kind of the difficult question I pose to everybody is critically wonder, how would this call have been handled if it came into your store? And then we've got one more point, and then we'll listen to the recording, which should start automatically. What I want everybody to do is take a listen, and then what we'll do as a group, we will critique it. We'll talk about the strengths, we'll talk about the weaknesses, and I'll show you how you can get involved. If you have a microphone, we can unmute you and you can talk. You can type in a comment and share it with us that way. So the final question is, how do you think she made me feel? Do you think that as a customer, I would have felt appreciated and well served? So here we go.
How can I help you?
I'd like to place an order for delivery.
Yeah, we can do that for you.
Okay, great.
Just 1 second while I get my computer going here.
All right.
Okay, can I get your phone number?
Sure, it is.
And what's your name? Okay, and who are we delivering to?
Being delivered to my sister for her birthday, hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, we can do that.
All right, great.
Okay, what's her name?
Her name is.
And what's her address? Okay, do you have a phone number for her there? And you want it delivered tomorrow. What time does she leave?
She will be there standard hours. She's the branch manager, so 9 to 5.
All right. What would you like the card message to say?
On the card message, just put happy 50th. I'm getting one step ahead of myself. Happy 50th, exclamation point. Welcome to the club. And just sign it, love your favorite brother.
All right. Okay, and then did you have something specific in mind to send?
I really don't. I just want to get some birthday flowers and happy birthday flowers. So I was hoping you might have an idea or a suggestion for me.
So what I like to do for a birthday is just do like a bright, colorful mix. If you don't know any flowers or colors that you like, that's usually the best option.
Okay.
So we would just do like a variety of flowers.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you. Do you mind speaking up just a little tiny bit?
Okay, sorry. So for a birthday, I usually like to suggest like a mix of different flowers of different colors, like bright, happy colors.
Okay.
If you don't know what her favorite flowers and colors are.
Yeah, I don't know. So that sounds good.
All right. So we can do that for you. And then how much did you want to spend for it?
I have no idea how much it costs. I don't think they are, so I'm really kind of at a loss.
Okay. So we could do like 40 or 50. That would be on the like a smaller arrangement. 60 to 70 is a medium, and then 80 or 90, even up to 100. That would be a larger arrangement.
Okay. Well, what do you usually suggest for a birthday?
I'll probably go in the mid-range, probably about $50, 50 to 60.
Sure, let's do that then.
Okay. So So if we go with 60, then with the tax and delivery, the total comes to $76.13. Does that work for you?
That'll work.
Okay, and can I get your credit card number?
All right, and I think that's where we cut out. Let me just move my speaker for a moment. And if you had a little difficult time hearing me, again, I'm sorry. There are limitations to the phone recording, but we will definitely get the copy of this to you. So let's start out with talking about what you liked. And again, if you are on a laptop and you have a microphone, if you click the little icon that looks like a hand next to your name, Sam can unmute you and you can talk. If you are on a desktop, if you're on your old desktop computer at work, you don't have a microphone, we're not going to be able to hear you. So you can type in your message. So Sam, you want to jump in and we can start the conversation?
Yeah, sure. Nobody's typed in anything yet. I don't see any hands, but I'll just say that this is one of those calls that we hear a lot where it's easy to hear someone who sounds friendly, who sounds professional. It wasn't particularly painful for the order to be taken. She seems to know how to put in an order quickly and efficiently. So it's easy to hear all those things and think, oh, this is not that bad. But when you really look at what was actually offered to the customer in relation to the situation, it seems like a missed opportunity. And not just
Wait, but hold that thought, because I want to play with the positive. We'll go to the negative in a minute. So I agree with what you're saying, and I would just elaborate on it that the problem is probably almost everybody on this webinar. At one point, we've talked to them about what we do. You know, Sam, you and I have talked to them, and they say, "Oh no, our staff is very friendly. We don't need training. We don't need customer service training." This woman, to your point, Sam, yes, she was friendly. She was articulate. There was a good pace. She did a horrible job. It was really bad customer service. Now, some people might say, "Oh, wait a minute, slow down, Tim. She didn't do a horrible job." I think she did. I think she did a horrible job because she missed an incredible opportunity. To your point. Anything else you want to add positive to it, Sam?
No, I mean, I can't really think of more than that. It does sound like a nice person, a friendly person, professional person. We do have one hand up, Tim, so I'm going to try.
Sure, and remember at this point, we want to talk about positives. We're going to turn the page and we'll talk about the bad stuff. But if there was something beyond what we said that you felt was positive about that call, please share your thoughts.
Lisa, I saw you had your hand raised. I've unmuted you on our end, but it's still grayed out on your end, so you may need to. There you go. Hi.
Okay, hi. How you doing, guys?
Hey, Lisa.
Great.
Okay. Hi, Tim. Okay, so yes, I was cringing when she was sort of talking about, when first thing she said was, "How much do you want to spend?"
Right.
And then she.
Keep going. No, I was going to say.
And then,
at this point, just do me a favor. I'm going to keep your mic open, and we're going to roll into the next page. Just tell me, was there anything that you liked about the call?
well, she
You're
sounded
fishing.
friendly. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yep.
So all right. So now let's talk about what she didn't do well, and I'll let you start. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was great, all the information she was taking and everything. But then when it came down to what it was that she was suggesting, she really didn't suggest very much. She got into too many details instead of just, going with something and putting a price out there for you and giving an explanation, not an explanation, but just giving an idea of what you could be spending. She really, like the how much do you want to spend? Every time I hear that, I cringe. It's just like, well, nobody really knows how much they want to spend. You got to help them with that. So.
Exactly. And for complete disclosure, you have a little bit of a bias because I've been at your store in Toronto, what, twice?
Yes, you have.
Yeah. So you're a follower, you're a believer, and you've got this heightened sense of awareness at how rude and what bad customer service it is to ask. Anything else you want to add to that, or are those kind of the big zingers for you?
Those are kind of the big ones for me. So.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Sam, anybody else? Everybody usually rushes when it comes time to like critique it, and we don't have as many people who want to laud it. Anyone else have a hand raised, Sam? Otherwise, I want to hear what your 2 cents on it.
No, I don't see anyone else.
All right. So I know that you and I have a Vulcan mind meld when it comes to that. So tell me, what were some of the things that just made you cringe because the customer got underserved and the store was ill represented?
Yeah, I think it's a great example of differentiating between what I think is a common misconception about what we teach. I think a lot of people think what we teach is just how to make more money from your customers, how to get more money out of them. And that is sometimes a byproduct, obviously, and a good one for your business, but it really is about the level of service. And so this call with someone who can't come into town, who makes it clear they want to be well represented. And you know that this is one of those situations I think about as a general manager. This is one of those situations where I'm going to get an email from this person after they see pictures of what was sent on their behalf that say, if someone had told me I needed to spend twice as much to get something that wasn't the smallest thing at the funeral, I would have done so.
Right. Birthday. And the other thing too,
Yeah, sorry, yes, that's what I meant.
And what we heard going on here is what happens in 99% of the flower shops. We're just tone deaf. Every customer gets the same sad story. In other words, what I said to her, and it wasn't intentional, but I kind of even fumbled in the card message, kind of emphasizing that it's a 50th birthday. She offered me a $50 arrangement for a 50th birthday. So the next person who called and said, it's my niece's 11-year-old birthday. Oh, we can do something 40 to 60, 70. She says the same thing to everybody. So that was a problem. This was an opportunity to sell me 50 roses. This was an opportunity to sell me a big, gigantic arrangement. There was no way of personalizing it, just kind of like, oh, our designers will throw together a nice mix. Are you making salad or are you creating arrangements? And I know it sounds cynical. Sam, do I sound more cynical and bitter than usual? I'm just testing.
Yeah, as you get older, you're getting more cynical and bitter.
This is true. Nevertheless, I guess I get frustrated because if this salesperson were using what we teach, how to listen and act upon the opportunities, she could have had fun with this. The designer would have been elated to get an arrangement that was for maybe $250. There was the missed opportunity to offer a box of chocolates, maybe some over-the-hill balloons, really make an impression. And I will just revisit your point that, yes, as a customer, I was led to believe that this was going to be appropriate and, dare I say, even special, but it was just kind of a run-of-the-mill thing. And this is a cue for me to bring up the point that I always mention, and that is that 68% of customers don't complain. They just don't go back. So there's a very strong likelihood that this hypothetical customer, which is not far off from what your customers do, would feel like, well, gosh, I begged up and down and left and right, and I trusted her, and this is all I got. You know what? Next time, I'll just order one of those edible fruit thingies, or I'll order some flowers in a box. So, we wonder why the industry sometimes stumbles, and this is a chance where we could have made some more money. And part of the reason why I'm being so harsh is because you took the time to join us on a Thursday afternoon. You're busy, you got a lot going on, but you want your business to run better. You want your staff to go above and beyond the standard. So here are a couple of points that are important. Start with enthusiasm. And I think we were in agreement that she had it, but often we don't hear it. Sell an open order. I think that's probably one of the biggest takeaways that everybody has learned coming through pandemic. You don't need all these special, expensive, codified, fancy containers and all these crazy recipes. Sell an open order. Sell what you got. It's more exciting for the customer, and it's definitely easier for the well, it's easier for the customer. It's easier for the designer, and the recipient is going to get something a little bit more interesting. Let's not ask too many questions. That's part of what we say, listen to the customer, and those opportunities present themselves. And I was actually at the store. It was probably 15 years ago. I don't know the woman who answered the phone was probably like in 8th grade at that point. So I definitely didn't meet her, but they did use one aspect of what we teach, and that's the idea of selling by size. Didn't do it exactly the way, but there was an advantage if you caught where she said small and medium and large. And For some reason, we think it's okay to do this, and just asking for someone's budget is just, it's rude, it's ignorant. There's no other industry in the world that does this except a flower shop. And, you know, we wonder why our sales are so low, because we're always driving our customers to the lowest price point. And add-ons. Your website outsells your store staff usually 2 to 1 for add-ons. They're the same customers. It's just if somebody orders after hours instead of during the day, they get better service. They actually get better service on the website than they get from your staff, and they spend more money. All right. Sam, any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to your point a call that I took from a real customer literally right before I got on this webinar. And this customer kind of announced in the beginning how much he wanted to spend total. It was for his daughter's birthday. And so I honored that. We talked about the flowers that he wanted. He was very happy with what I described. In his card message, I learned that it was his daughter's 21st birthday. And so even though the dust had already settled and we had already decided what we were going to send, I said, you know, since this is her 21st birthday, we do carry some premium wines and champagnes. I don't know if that's something you're interested in. And his response to me was, wow, that's so awesome. I had no idea you could even do that. And he added on a $100 bottle of champagne. And this was after he had come into the call saying, this is my budget. This is what I want to spend. I didn't pressure him to spend another $100. He chose to spend another $100 and was excited and thanking me for the opportunity to do so because he realized that was going to make his gift that much special, more special.
And what you did was you listened. And unlike the woman in that call, you identified there was an opportunity, gave the customer a chance to spend it, and it was a 50-50 gamble. There's a likelihood that he might have said no for whatever reason, but that wouldn't have impacted the sale, meaning he would have said, how dare you offer me alcohol, you know, just cancel my order, click. It wouldn't happen. He would just opt out. Whether he gave a reason or not, he would just opt out.
I hear no all the time, and you hit the nail on the head. The no that I hear is, wow, that's awesome. Thanks for mentioning it, but I'm going to skip this time. Never is somebody offended at the suggestion.
Indeed. All right, let's keep going because we want to tackle that other call. And now we're going to go to the other extreme, and we're going to talk about a funeral. So again, think about the same points. How did the person answering the phone manage the call? Did she make it easy or difficult? And arguably, this is even more important because there's the delicate nature of this type of a sale. Did they cater to my needs? What would have happened if this call came into your store? And finally, the idea, did she make me feel appreciated? So, sorry, I'm just moving my speaker again. Did she make me feel appreciated as a customer and well served? So let's take a listen. I think the audio is a little louder on this one.
All right. And what's the name of the deceased?
So it's my grandmother, and her name.
Do you know what funeral home it is?
I do.
Okay.
Big gap.
You may not have the arrangements yet. They literally just settled this 2 minutes ago. My sister texted me, so.
I think she actually put me on hold.
And when is the first viewing?
It's going to be on Thursday. They said it's at 3 p.m.
She's still there. We didn't get disconnected.
And what would you like your card message to say?
On the card message, just say, we will love you forever. And sign it, I'm thinking, sign it all your children, I'm sorry, sign it all your grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Can you hold on for me one quick second?
Of course.
Thanks. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What would you like to send?
Well, maybe you can help me out.
Mhm.
It's probably what you hear a lot of right now. You know, I can't travel for the funeral, and I do want to have some flowers that are gonna look nice. Other than that, I really kind of don't know where to start. I was hoping that you could help me.
Did you want something to just go to the funeral, or did you want them to be able to take it home? Did you want something long lasting?
Yeah, I think I'd prefer something just to go to the services.
Okay. So you could do a basket with for your price range.
Okay. Well, I mean, you give me some guidance. Like I said, I haven't ordered from you before, so I don't know how your prices and sizes work.
Yeah, if you just want like a designer's choice in a basket, so it's just the designers like they can just do for a woman, and you can start at like 65, not including delivery.
Okay. Well, you know, I want it to look nice. So this is your deal. You're surrounded by flowers all the time. Is 65 nice? Do I need to spend more? What do you recommend?
Now, if you wanted something larger, I would suggest going like 75, 80.
All right. Well, let's go to 80.
Okay. Okay. Now, with delivery and tax, it's $101.75.
Okay, that's fine. And what do you need from me next? Just my credit card?
Uh-huh.
All right. So let's talk good stuff. Sam, do you like anything?
You know, I'm much harder pressed to come up with something good on this one.
Yeah.
I guess she did have an arrangement that came to mind. So of course we're going to talk about everything that was bad and her reluctance to provide a suggestion, but she was prepared to talk about a funeral basket or a traditional sympathy arrangement, and that's about the most good I can come up with.
Oh, you're stretching. She didn't sound like she was asleep at the wheel, but it was very mechanical. There was no sympathy, there was no empathy. And some of you may remember this, probably a good half a dozen years ago, I did a webinar like this for SAF, and I called, I think it was like 10 funeral homes clear across the country. And I gave the same scenario with all of them. And there was only one funeral home, I called 10 flower shops. There's only one flower shop where they even said, I'm sorry for your loss. She didn't do it. She just, kept like plowing right through, like, oh, what's her name? Where's she going to be? So yeah, I don't think there was anything necessarily redemptive or spectacular about that call. Any hands going up? Any messages being typed in? Because I'm sure we're getting a flood now.
They did say, somebody said that it was cringeworthy, which I agree with. I just want to hammer home a point you just made. Like maybe the worst part of the call for me, almost to the point that I was offended on the customer's behalf, was when you opened up and said the situation. Literally, the response you got was, I think you were put on hold briefly.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Like there was literally not even a statement of, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, or I'm so sorry for your loss. Almost, it wasn't even acknowledged.
Right. And again, I'm sure lots of people listening to this are going to say, oh, our staff would never do this. It's more common than you realize. It really, really is. And again, I understand it. Right now, many of you are restricted because of COVID to the number of staff you can have, and we're all wearing multiple hats. I'm regularly talking now to flower shop owners who would normally be in their office are cutting flowers. I get that. That's still not an excuse for not connecting with the customers and being empathetic. That's what we do. We're selling emotions. We're not selling flowers. We're selling emotions. Sam, I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna throw a couple things out there and let me know if anybody types in anything or wants to share anything. Again, it was taken out of context, but what you didn't hear in the entire call was she just said, I just need to put you on hold. And like literally didn't give me an option to say yes or no. And it was just, yeah, it was tedious and painful. There was nothing special about it. Not even when I said on the card message, alluded to all these grandchildren, nothing about the opportunity to get a scripted ribbon or anything else that you might offer in your store, a statue, a cross, an angel, any of that. Nothing about what's her favorite color, nothing.
I just want to jump in because Brandon wrote in along the lines you're talking about. She should have asked how many grandkids and great grandkids there are so that that number could be incorporated into the suggestion. These special pieces mean so much to our clients.
Right, right. No, absolutely. It was just, I wouldn't say it was botched, but she was and I don't want to divulge too much information, but I will say that this store was in a big city on the East Coast, and they started me at $65 for an easel spray. Like, hi, 1996 called, they want their prices back. What the heck can that even look like at $65? Let alone the fact that it really wouldn't be appropriate. What else, Sam?
Not seeing anything else yet.
No. I just felt like as a customer, I had to do all this work. I never felt like she kind of stepped in, took over, and guided me and made appropriate suggestions and even said, well, since you can't be here, I'm really sorry to hear that. Let's make sure that we send something spectacular. Or as this is being sent on behalf of so many of her grandchildren, this is what I'd recommend, or this is what I'd suggest. Oh, we can personalize this sale by adding pardon me, a scripted ribbon that says beloved grandmother. Any of those little things would have made this less mechanical. But again, it was very rote, very, very mechanical and underwhelmed. We get back to kind of the same scenario as the previous sale. When a family member who was attending the services sent me a picture, I'd probably be ticked off. I would probably complain because I was led to believe, oh, and here's Sam, you probably heard this and you remember it now. When I asked her, how much should I spend? 75, 80, because that leap from 75 to 80 is epic, isn't it, Sam?
Right, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I don't want to, obviously we keep the identity of the shop a secret, but you and I are both pretty familiar with this geographical area, and a taller, more substantial standing spray would be extremely common in this area. And there was not even a mention of that coming from the family.
Right. And again, everybody, I know it sounds like I'm getting sadistic joy out of this. I'm not. What you're really hearing is our passion about this, that it's so much easier for us to do a better job, but you got to get your staff trained. That's it. They can only do a better job if they're trained to do so. It's not going to happen magically. So I would repeat on this sale, she definitely needed a shot of enthusiasm. An open order would be good. And to her credit, I think she was kind of going with that. She really wasn't, committing to specific flowers. So maybe that was a good point. Not too many questions, but definitely give me an idea of how big this is going to be. Let me know it's going to stand 5 feet tall, or I can go to 6 feet tall or make more of an impression. Again, how much you want to spend. I don't know. I've never ordered from your store before. I have no idea of what your prices are. Sell that add-on. Make it more personable. All right, let me rest my trap for a minute and see if anybody else has any questions, any comments in general. Let me know if we have any comments coming in, any hands going up, Sam.
I'll jump in if anything comes in.
Okie dokie. All right, well, we're just about at our time frame. So let me also just take this opportunity to explain a couple things we've got going on and what the next steps are going to be. So this is the end of an era in the sense of we're going to you know, I'm not going to be doing these webinars next year. I'm not going to be writing the column in the magazine. So you're not going to have access to all this free training from me. But we have a plan for you. But before that, I hope this plays right. This was exciting. This was a flower shop owner who just sent me this video the other day randomly. I want to share it with you.
My name is Kim, owner of Main Street Flower Shop in downtown Hiawatha, Kansas. We are a small town, and when I heard about Tim's Floral Strategies, I was somewhat skeptical, and I really didn't want to spend the money at this time, but I thought, well, why not? So we took his course, and we saw immediate results. We were actually totally blown away. Works very, very well. Highly recommend it, and don't hesitate. Just do it.
So I love that kind of customer feedback, like we all do. Like I said earlier, we all work hard at our job and we're proud of it. So since many of you on this webinar have been fans and followers of ours for a long time, but maybe have never taken the time to do the training, what we're going to do is give you a special offer. We're going to give you a $400 credit or a $400 discount on our training. It's normally $1,000, so we're taking a substantial discount off. The only catch is you want to jump on it right away. I do 99% of the training myself. Sam does some of the training, and there are only so many 3-hour webinars I can do in a day before my jaw gets tired. Our calendar was filled for October already. It's filling for November, so we do want to get in touch with you, get your team on the schedule. And we literally can address all of these kind of weaknesses and missteps that happen in these calls, but more importantly, and on a positive note, help your team to identify all the opportunities and just the thousands of dollars that you could be making every month. Reach out to us. If you have a question about anything we covered today, you want to talk privately about your store, about your situation, definitely reach out to us. We are, again, running the scholarship, the $50,000 Floral Stimulus Scholarship closes tomorrow, so do apply for it, and we'll be back in January. We'll be in touch with you. We are going to be producing the world's only online all-day floral convention. We did this in July, and we had 300 flower shops in attendance. So we're going to do it again in January, since in all likelihood, we're not going to be going to any face-to-face events. We have this amazing lineup of designers from Europe and business coaches, and a fun all-day event for you and your staff. I want to go back to Laura at SAF, see if she was able to get back on and join us, or if she's still having technical glitches. Laura, are you there?
I am here. I am here.
Good.
So thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much, Tim, for all that great information. Just want to let everyone know that this web blast will be posted to the SAF website soon. And don't forget about SAF's Holiday Success Series, Gear Up for Valentine's Day, which is going to be on December 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And it's a fully virtual event, and registration is open for that. So visit safnow.org for more information. And thank you, everyone, for participating today, and have a great day.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for everybody who is with us, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day. Be safe. Have a great holiday season. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.